Hey, I'm Brian Van, SportbikeTrackHere.com. Today we're going to break down the Woodcraft Stator cover protector install on our 2022 Yamaha R7 STG project bike. Okay, let's start off with, why are you installing this in the first place? Do I need this if I'm just a street rider? This protects probably the most vulnerable engine cover on this bike, the stator cover. You can see it really kind of protrudes out from the bodywork. Whether you have a crash on the racetrack or you have a tip over on the street, these covers are pretty brittle from the factory. It doesn't take a lot for it to rupture. It ruptures, you're leaking oil, and your ride is done. That's if you notice it. If you have a little parking lot tip over and the adrenaline's flowing, and you just pick up your bike and start riding away, and it's cracked. If oil is leaking, and especially when you get it, you start revving it up, right? Under pressure, it can push oil out if it's cracked, and it's gonna end up on the rear tire. And if you don't know it's there, you're gonna have a bad day. That's gonna be a bummer. So I think this is a mod that's worthwhile for a street rider, certainly for a track rider. You should have this on your bike. This skid pad is replaceable and it's available in a multitude of colors. You can see those options on our website. So if you want something to accent the bike a little more than the black that we went with on this one, they're there and they're available to you. So you decide what's best for you. Tools that are needed for the install. This one's about as easy gets. We need some blue thread locker. We need a 5mm T-handle and a 3mm T-handle. Also very important to note, once you've completed your install, don't just go out and ride the bike, right? Yeah, everything's great, man, it's gonna be awesome. Start the bike, run the bike, let the bike get, warmed up, and just make sure that we don't have any oil leaks in between the engine case and the stator cover itself. You wanna find that out in the shop and not out on the road. Okay, the Woodcraft stator cover protector. This mounts on top of your OEM cover like so. Right, and now when you hold it up there like that, easily identify which bolts are coming out. Comes with new hardware to replace the OEM hardware, because quite clearly those bolts are going to be too short. When you take them out, make sure you save them. You never know when you may need them in the future. The machining on this is amazing. Great looking parts from Woodcraft, one of our favorite suppliers, no doubt about it. We've been offering their products for years. Proud to be partnered with the good people over at Woodcraft. These cover protectors offer these replaceable skid plates. Depending on your crash, oftentimes you may only damage or wear down the skid plate. These are available in multiple colors, and they need to be installed before you install the cover protector. For reference, this comes with an excellent set of instructions. If at any point throughout the project you need to, you can reference these and they're going to help guide the way. Each one of these fasteners for the cover protector need to be coated in blue Loctite, and they also recommend that you allow this to harden before use. This is the kind of project most people aren't going to do this and then go immediately ride the bike. One of the important steps with this project that we're probably not going to show you during the video, because I'm sure you know how to start your motorcycle and look for a leak, is going to be starting the bike and just double checking and making sure that you didn't disturb anything. I've installed several of these over the years, and I can assure you that never run into a problem where removing some of the OEM case cover bolts and then, installing a cover protector or an overcover has resulted in a leak. Got our Loctite on before we apply any torque. These are really small fasteners, so make sure they're all seated evenly. This is a 3mm internal hex. That's about the extent of that. That's the torque you're going to apply. Go ahead and give them 2 passes just to be on the safe. kind of let this chill out now while we're removing the OEM bolts. You know, for reference, if you want to look again, effectively what's happening is this one, this one, this one, and this one. These OEM gaskets that are used can oftentimes be reused too. Like I know on our Ninja 400 when we're at the Moto America rounds and we're checking the clutch to make sure we're still in spec and we're not going to run into a slippage during a race. I can oftentimes reuse that clutch cover a couple times, 3 times, and not have any issues. So just taking a few of the bolts out, it doesn't have any impact whatsoever. Okay, save all those. Slide this over. And you'll see how this is cut out like so. This fits pretty snugly against the OEM cover. All 4 of these bolts, for reference, are the same length. Oops. The front edge is kind of not up in that slot. Make sure that, there we go. Now, just like we showed you with a skid pad, you want to go around and seat each one of these bolts. As soon as you feel it bottom like that, just stop. They do offer a torque spec of 7 foot-pounds. If you're more comfortable using a torque wrench, by all means. Get it out of the box and go ahead and use it. I'm going to make a couple of passes on these to make sure they're good and even. Like so. Quick wipe down. And there you have it. And you can clearly see, the design of this motorcycle. That stator cover, it's really out there. You have a crash, it's quite likely that is going to be damaged. This part is relevant for both street riders and track riders. This could be a small parking lot tip over. You hit that factory stator cover, these things are just, they're really brittle, the factory covers. That can result in an oil leak. You have an oil leak, you're done. If you have an oil leak and you don't notice it and you start riding, which direction does the oil blow in? Well, it blows from front to back. What's in the back? Well, that's the rear tire. You get oil all over the rear tire and you're probably going to have a bad day, especially if you're not aware that the oil is all over the bad tire. Pretty basic install. Very basic tools were used to get this done. If you have any questions, leave those in the comment section of this video. I answer all that stuff myself. And I'm always here to make sure you get the same result from your project we do from ours.